This week at Interior. The wait is over. The Washington Monument reopened to the public this week, 33 months after it was heavily damaged in the East Coast earthquake of 2011. Secretary Jewell joined National Park Service Director Jonathan Jarvis in a ceremony hosted by NBC's Al Roker at the foot of the monument. The Secretary thanked the Park Service and contractors for getting the repair job done on time and under budget, and thanked philanthropist David Rubenstein for a $7.5 million donation that represented half the cost of repairs.
Today is about celebrating the reopening of the Washington Monument and the great partnerships and individuals that make this day possible. But to me, it's also about celebrating the everyday heroes who may not have a monument, but would make George Washington very proud of this country today.
The National Park Service takes very seriously its job of taking care of the places America loves, and we could not accomplish it without the support of generous Americans and the entire American people.
After the ceremony, it was time to climb the hill and get on board the elevator for the 70-second ride to the top. The monument is open to the public for the rest of the spring and summer from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. You can get tickets for the free tour at recreation.gov. Secretary Jewell in St. Louis this week celebrating another symbol of our nation with Vice President Joe Biden, the continued revitalization of the Jefferson National Expansion Memorial. The visit to the Gateway Arch came as the president announced a comprehensive plan to build a 21st century infrastructure and modernize the federal infrastructure permitting process to accelerating economic growth and improve the competitiveness of the American economy. 2.5 million people visited the Arch in 2012 alone, pouring more than $220 million into the local economy and supporting nearly 3,900 jobs. The Secretary also saluted the joint philanthropic, city, county, and federal partnership that is supporting the revitalization of the great urban park slated for completion in 2016. A meeting in Des Moines, Iowa this week of the White House Task Force on Climate Preparedness and Resilience. Secretary Jewell joined White House officials and state, local, and tribal leaders for the gathering. The president established the task force last fall. It's meant to advise the administration on how the federal government can best respond to the needs of communities nationwide that are dealing with the very real impacts of climate change, an important part of the president's climate action plan. The secretary wrapped up her Iowa trip with a visit to the Neal Smith National Wildlife Refuge. The refuge is a pioneer in restoring tallgrass prairie and oak savanna habitat that once dominated the landscape. Jewell met with employees and saw firsthand their pilot efforts to embed strips of prairie in farmed land, benefiting both farming and conservation efforts. It's a shot in the arm for drought-stricken California. The secretary this week announced $20 million in funding for 9 water reclamation and reuse projects, part of the Obama administration's efforts to bring Golden State residents relief from the state's historic drought. The projects are being funded under the Bureau of Reclamation's WaterSmart program, through which Reclamation helps local communities invest in modern water conservation and other infrastructure projects across the western United States. And Interior this week joined the nation in marking National Police Week with a special ceremony in Yates Auditorium. Police Week is a time to recognize law enforcement officers who serve our communities. It's also a time to honor those officers who have died in the line of duty and to remember their families. That's this week at Interior.